Welcome everyone to Together We Rise. This is uplifting conversations during COVID. It's meant to be focused on positive, uplifting mental health. And we bring on an inspiring guest daily at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and couldn't be more excited for today's guest. Today's episode is sponsored by First Session, an online platform that gives you the opportunity to find and connect with a mental health professional. Research has shown that having the right fit between the client and the therapist is the most important factor for a successful outcome. First Session makes it easy to find the right match, as users are able to watch a personal video introduction from each of the therapists on the platform to help determine who they'd like to connect with. And in light of COVID-19, all of the therapists are offering online sessions, and some are even offering reduced rates. So huge shout out. Thank you to First Session. And Joanna, I understand that you have a personal connection to First Session.
I do. I know Rob. He is the fiance of our amazing customer empowerment and experience lead, Shannon. And so love Rob. He actually, fitting with Life After Birth Tag, he stayed until 3 in the morning one night and helped us clean up during our Life After Birth gallery. And
wow.
Yeah, he's just an amazing person, and so is Shannon, his fiance. And they are in the camp of a lot of people who have weddings that are upcoming that are having to sort of reorganize that. So amazing guy and a really, really great company as well.
Fabulous. That's awesome. Now I want to introduce Joanna. Joanna Griffiths is the founder, CEO, and inventor of Knix, one of the fastest growing companies in Canada and globally in the intimate apparel space. Since launching in 2013, Knixwear has become the leader in performance intimate apparel. Knix believes it's time that all women live totally unapologetically free. And if you follow their page and if you see their content, you know that they just live that message. They're putting out nonstop inspiration for women to love who they are inside and out. And Joanna is a true problem solver. And since COVID-19, she's been taking the lead on working to get personal protective equipment, masks, gowns, and gloves to hospitals and frontline workers. In just 5 days, the GoFundMe page has raised over $85,000, and they're well on their way to reaching their goal of $125,000. So I could go on, but please help me welcome Joanna Griffiths.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
So to kick us off, Joanna, why don't you tell us a little bit more about how COVID-19 has impacted your life and your business?
Yeah, I mean, I think like many people, it's just kind of turned our whole world upside down. So we responded pretty quickly. We've been working from home for over 2 weeks now. We were, I think, the first retail company in Canada to actually proactively close our retail stores and to continue to support our retail staff through those closures so that they felt safe, and we were doing our part to help stop community spreading. And so I'd say, like, from a business standpoint, the last couple of weeks has just been learning how to work remotely, learning how to do a lot of video conferencing, keep our team motivated and engaged. And so that's been the business side. And then obviously we've taken on this big initiative and campaign, which came out of a personal outreach from my brother, who's a doctor at one of the major hospitals here in Ontario. And he asked me if we could help with getting access to PPE. And so that has been my night job, truly, for the past week. And Katie knows, because I've been messaging you at like 1 in the morning.
That's true.
Very true. And so, yeah, the idea there is really simple. It's we, through our supplier base, could get access to masks and gowns. Well, not gowns, actually, but masks and gloves. We really wanted to act quickly to help bridge the gap. And so we've gone ahead and have been working on that actively. And actually now through that campaign, we're my team and I are actively helping to bring in PPE for even some of the biggest cities in Canada right now. So we're at the epicenter of it, which is intense.
And you're already such a busy person. You're already such a busy person.
Right. I don't do well with like, this is good. It's keeping me like very motivated, and it's keeping me busy and distracted, and like, I typically have two speeds, like overdrive and then nothing, like on the couch, watch Netflix weeks at like days at a time only, you know. And so I'm trying to stay in overdrive mode right now, and yeah.
It's remarkable. No, I saw people were sharing this sort of image, and it was like the ideal COVID schedule. And it was like, you know, get up at 6 and go for a jog and then meditate, and then like really nice ideas. And then I saw your response to that where you're like, I've never had less time. You know, I'm running my business. Yeah.
Totally. Well, especially last week when we had our son, Cole, who's 11 months old, and just like so many parents kind of trying to balance work from home with little kids. And yeah, like it sounded like a wellness retreat. And I did get in an argument with Jewel, the singer. And I don't want to be mistaken. It's like if you have the opportunity to do that right now, like if you can take advantage of this and have this be a time to like refresh and recharge, then I think that that's amazing. And to your point earlier, like mental health is so important through all this, but I also think that this kind of pressure that we're putting on ourselves to have this be the period where we lose 20 pounds and like do marathon trainings and solve all of our problems when we're dealing with a lot of pressure and stress is just not helpful.
For sure. And so I just think it's amazing because I just define leadership as people who see a problem and take responsibility for that problem and try and find a solution. And I just see you doing that in every single aspect of your businesses, in the Life After Birth project, and now for COVID. So I was like, I've been cheering you on. I think it's amazing what you're doing. Could you maybe share a little bit more about this GoFundMe page, your current campaign? And for those of you who aren't familiar with what PPE is, it's personal protective equipment. It's masks and gloves that our hospital staff and frontline workers desperately need. Joanna, tell us a little bit more about that and how people can get involved.
Yeah, so what we do is we have a GoFundMe campaign that's live right now, and the link is Knix.com/donate. And through there, we're collecting community donations to basically go and buy, bring in, and send out personal protective equipment. So to date, we've raised over $85,000. We've, to this point, have purchased over $125,000 worth of equipment. And we have on their way 50,000 masks and 50,000 pairs of gloves. And so we're really putting those dollars to use. We have amazing support of our partners, like our 3PL, which is a company called Think Logistics, is doing all of the pick, pack, and shipping free of charge. And so it's a really great way to contribute, I think, because I think so many of us right now just want to know how we can help and want to know how we can help our frontline workers. And then on that page, there's also a PPE request form. And so that's an opportunity for hospitals and community organizations to let us know what they need. And through that form, we've had over, I'll just give a live update.
Ooh.
I know, because it's changing by the day. So we have over 55 institutions that have reached out. And what we're doing is we're getting a really good understanding of the needs of those institutions. And then we're prioritizing the places we ship product to based on who needs it right now.
So amazing. And so I know you're busy doing all of these different things. What are some of the best tips that you can offer? What's kind of keeping you sane and going during all of these changes that COVID's brought?
Yeah, well, this is what's keeping me sane. So I think if you guys are like, if any of you are like me and you hate that feeling of being helpless, do you know what I mean? I think finding a charity or a cause that you can be working with is a really proactive way to stay focused and healthy. And that can just have like a huge impact. And so that's definitely the approach that I'm taking. I am very, very fortunate. I have a Peloton bike, which is right there.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah. So I'm trying to use that and exercise and like just make sure that I'm moving my body. I'm pretty good at making every excuse not to do that, even here. So you never know. Maybe this whole campaign is just one other excuse for me to not work out. So things like that. And then, yeah, just like enjoying time with those around us. So I'm sure that we're all already doing this, but like FaceTiming relatives and friends, doing like Zoom or Google Hangouts with friends in the evening. All of those things just make you feel connected to people. And it's amazing. Like, even for me, I've had a couple of people reach out over the past 2 weeks that I wasn't expecting, and it's really, really nice. So if you think of someone and you're like, I wonder how they're doing, just send them a text or a DM. Honestly, it takes 2 seconds, and I can tell you that it goes a long way.
And so I just see all of your various initiatives as like using business for social good. And your latest Knix campaign is definitely something I wanted to feature, because even as we were waiting to get you on here, I've had people commenting and messaging just how much they loved this video. You showcased all of the women in this video ad were 50 years plus. And this is the first time that that's ever been done in a lingerie campaign. So I wanted you to chat about why it's so important for you to break the mold and do things that show this really empowering message for women.
Yeah, I think that our mission as a company is all driven around empowering women to be unapologetically free. And how we do that is by through our marketing and also through the products we make, just really trying to make us all feel a little bit more comfortable in our skin and let down some of the barriers and the stereotypes and the negative self-talk that has been ingrained in us over so many years. And so we've done that with body positivity. We've done that with things like Life After Birth Project, kind of showcasing what the postpartum experience is really like. We've done that with Faces of Fertility, which is our campaign all around facilitating conversations around fertility, infertility, all those different things. And so this is our latest. And I've felt passionately about this for a little while now. And basically, most marketing pretends that women don't exist over a certain age. So you stop seeing them in advertisements. Oftentimes you stop seeing them in roles, except for maybe to play the part of a grandmother. And I think as a gender, we have this insane amount of pressure around the biological clock. And part of that is because we have been told that our role is to reproduce. And part of that also is because we sort of stop seeing ourselves after a certain age. And so that's what we wanted to tackle. And we made this really amazing video. I guess it must have been 5 weeks ago now, but it feels like a different lifetime ago. It has 13 incredible women, ages 50 to 81. And the full-length version is on our feed. It's 60 seconds long. It features an amazing Demi Lovato song called Confident. And now we've taken a cut-down version of that, and it's airing on TV in Canada and the US.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh, amazing.
Yeah.
Okay, that's exciting. So guys, as we're seeing positive videos like this, like the best way that we can help spread the word is like to snap a picture. If you see it, a little video clip, post it, tag, share, spread the word, because seeing that video brought so many people to tears. It was emotional watching it, because there's been a lack of representation. And so it's just so inspiring to see that representation. So thank you for doing that.
You're welcome. And it's so funny that it made people cry, because it made me cry, but it's actually such a fun, like, upbeat video.
Yeah.
It's just so crazy. Like, at points you're laughing, but then it's also, I think it's just this difference of seeing something you haven't seen before that moves you. But if you go to check it out and you're expecting like a really heavy, deep video, it is not that at all.
No, there's some sassy women in there, right?
Totally.
Like just striking their pose. I love it.
Yeah,
okay, well, Joanna, I could chat with you for a long time. You have lots to say, but you're a very busy lady. So I do want to move into our lightning round. So first up, what makes you a good person to be quarantined with?
Oh, I really like to laugh. So I think laughter is one of the biggest things. So that's probably it.
And the follow-up to that question, we all have our quirks. What makes you a bad person to be quarantined with?
I put myself at the epicenter of all of the stress and drama. So if you live with me, you have to kind of be along for that ride.
The 1 a.m. moments of panic, right?
Yeah.
A go-to inspirational quote that you keep in mind that kind of helps push you through.
Right now the one that I'm thinking about is this idea that, and I don't know the quote exactly, I'll try and share it after, but that there are heroes all around us and to look for the good. And I think that when things, especially right now, are really scary, there's so much goodness going on as well.
Awesome. Your pump up song, what gets you going?
Ooh, I'm going to give that confident Demi Lovato song because I've listened to it 500,000 times this year.
It's a very good song. At home workout, I know you showed us the Peloton. Is that kind of your go-to home workout?
Yeah, I just started a week ago, so that's it for me right now. Find me on the beginner classes. Joanna Griffiths, my handle.
We can follow you?
You can follow me. You can follow my beginner class schedule. Yeah.
That's awesome. Okay, cool. How about a healthy snack? What's your go-to healthy snack?
Ooh, I love green apples.
I'm an apple person too.
Are
That's
you?
awesome.
Yeah. They have to be cold and they have to be cut up. It's so weird.
Any more specific than that? They have to be tart.
But that's pretty specific. Cold, cut up green apple.
That's awesome. Okay, how about a book recommendation in all of this time or even before this? What book would you recommend for people to check out?
I'm not the biggest reader, so that's maybe embarrassing. So I'm going to give a podcast plug instead, if I may.
Yes, please.
Great. So I love How I Built This, the NPR podcast. It's great.
Nice. Okay, good. How about Netflix show recommendation when you are binging?
Ooh, if you haven't watched Love is Blind, I highly suggest it. And right now I'm watching 𝐀𝐭 I think it's called.
Tiger King.
Tiger King. I've seen everything. So, but Love is Blind, no, really, I would suggest, yeah.
That's awesome. Okay, almost there. Lastly, where can people connect with you beyond today's broadcast?
Yeah, so you can find me. I'm at Joanna Griffiths on Instagram. And you can also find what we're up to via the Life After Birth Project handle and at Knixwear and at Knixteen.
So awesome, Joanna. It's been an honor and a pleasure. Thank you so much for joining us for Together We Rise. Check out the GoFundMe page that Joanna, Knix, they're all leading to try and help our frontline workers during this very, very difficult time. And I think the biggest piece that I took away from what you said, Joanna, was one of the best ways to change your mindset is to have a project to focus on, and why not focus on what we can do to help support. So thank you.
You're welcome. Thanks so much.